welcome to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle, and today we are going to be learning all about the letter C. I can't wait to make some really cool crafts with you guys and learn all about the letter C. So if you would like to learn how to make this craft and learn a little bit about our alphabet, go ahead and follow along with me today. I'm going to show you everything you'll need to make the letter C and even do a painting activity afterwards. So let's go ahead and look at all of the supplies we're going to be needing today. So I have some markers over here, and mainly I'm just going to be using black today, but you can also use markers instead of colored paper if you don't have any construction paper. But if you do have construction paper, we're going to be using black, and then you can pick any color you want. Today I've already made my letter C in blue, but you can choose your favorite color or maybe whatever color your mom or dad or your grandma has. I chose a red piece that I'm gonna show you guys today. So really, if you're using construction paper, you're only gonna need a scrap piece of black and one whole sheet of whatever color you want. And then I also have some white paper for our paint later. And I have white paper for practicing our letter C. And then I have some scissors, glue, and a pencil. That is what we'll need for our paper, construction paper C. And then, like I said, after we learn all about the letter C, we're gonna do a painting activity. So here is the really cool part. I have a couple different colors of paint. Right here I have blue, and I also have red, and I have a little toy car that I'm going to be actually using to paint after we finish our paper craft. So make sure you ask mom or dad, just in case they don't want you to paint with a car that you've picked out. Make sure it's okay to use the car that you want for painting. But I'm using washable paint today, so it should wash right off of this car, and really if it's a plastic car or a metal car, it should clean up really nicely. So if you would like to do the painting activity with me at the end of this video, you're gonna need some washable paints, really any color you want, and a toy car or a wheeled toy vehicle. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I am going to teach you guys a little bit about the letter C before we get started with our craft. So let me introduce the letter C. Here we have the letter C. So this is the capital C, the big C. It's the third letter in the alphabet, and it makes the sound k, 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 k. This is a C, and I have a really cool song that we all can sing together so that you can remember the letter sound for C. It goes like this. I'll say it first, and then we can sing it together. Ready? Every letter makes a sound. A C says k. Okay? K. And you really kind of have to touch your tongue to the back of your mouth to make the k sound. Just like how you would say car. K, k, car. Okay? Ready? Let's sing our song together. 1, 2, 3. Every letter makes a sound. A C says k. A C says k. A C says k. Every letter makes a sound. A C says k. Great job, friends. I hope that y'all can sing that song and do this craft with me to remember not only what the letter C looks like, but the sound that letter C makes. So let's learn how to write the letter C. I'm going to scoot you guys down here so we can do it together. And I'm going to grab a writing utensil. You can use a pencil or you can use a marker. Whatever you have is totally fine. So here we have our letter C. And sometimes I like to practice with my finger first, just so I can get a feel of how the letter is going to look when I'm writing it with my pencil. So moms and dads, if you want to draw a big C on a paper for your little one to practice with their finger first, I think that might help them out. So I'm going to start here at the top of my letter C. We're going to pull out and around, all the way down, and then back up. Okay, so C, ready? Start at the top, come out, around, all the way down, and back up. And that's the letter C. It's pretty easy because you can do it in one motion. So let's try and actually write it now. I'm going to start here on this bottom line. And I like to make a little mark at the top where I'm going to start my letter. So here we have it. Start at the top, come out, around, all the way down, and back up. I think I'm actually going to switch to marker so my friends can see a little better on camera. Ready? Out, around, all the way down, and back up. Great job. That's a good try for your first letter C. Let's do 2 more letter C's and then we can get right into our craft, okay? There we go. Ready? I'm going to make a little dot where I'm going to start my letter. We go out, around, all the way down, and back up. Great job. All right, how about one more C? Ready? Out, around, all the way down, and back up. Awesome job. So my C's look pretty different from each other. I'm going to circle my best C. Which one do I think is my best? I actually think my first C right here is my best one. So I'm going to circle it just so I have something to look at when I'm doing my craft later. Great job, friends. Now we know what sound the letter C makes, and we even know how to write it. Awesome job. So now that we know all these things about the letter C, we're going to make a craft and turn our letter C into a car. Car. C is for car. So this one is going to be really simple. We're just going to draw a big bubble letter C, cut it out, and then add some wheels on the bottom to make our car. So go ahead and grab either your white paper or your construction paper color of choice. And grab some scissors and your pencil. All right, I have everything in front of me. Let's go ahead and make our car. So since I am using some construction paper, I'm going to draw my C in pencil first. And basically how you can draw a nice big bubble letter is just draw a big plain letter C first. Get it how you like it, nice and straight. Make it your best C. Mine is a little crooked, so I'm gonna go over here and kind of make it a little more straight. And again, I'm gonna switch to markers so you guys can see what I'm doing on camera. Out, around, all the way down, and back up. Great. So now we're going to go on the outside of that original line we made. And we are going to just follow the line. Try and make it as straight as you possibly can. Great, and we have it nice and thick, but I want mine a little thicker, so I'm just gonna go a little bit on the inside of that line, and I'm gonna really make it a nice thick letter C. And it's okay that I'm drawing all these lines because this can just be our messy side. When we cut it out, we can just flip it around and work on the clean side. Okay, now I'm going to cut out my letter C. I have some scissors here, and this letter is actually really easy to cut out compared to the letter A or the letter B. So I'm just going to follow my outside lines. And cut, cut, cut. And I'm just going to cut all the way across just to get all my messy paper out of the way. And then I'm just going to go back in and cut the inside of the C. Be nice and patient when you're cutting out your letters. And we can always go back in with our scissors and kind of even everything out. Great. Yeah, so mine is just a little crooked because I was drawing mine upside down, but that's okay because when we turn it over, see, we have our messy side here with all the lines on it, but when we flip it around, we have a nice clean side. That's going to make a great letter C for our craft. So I'm just going to go in and kind of straighten out my lines and make everything nice and even. You can do this too. Try not to take off too much of the paper because we still want a nice big bubble letter. Okay, I think mine is looking pretty good. I'm just going to straighten out a couple little crooked lines over here. And at the bottom. Alrighty. So you should have something a little like this when you're all done cutting out your C. Mine turned out really big and not very thick, but it's okay if yours is much wider than this. We are going to cut out some wheels with our black paper. And again, if you're using white paper because you didn't have construction paper, just follow the exact same steps with me, and then you can color in with marker. It's a really easy way to kind of substitute if you don't have construction paper lying around. So we have our letter C cut out. Let's cut out the wheels. I'm going to use pencil on the black paper because it shows up better than a black marker on black paper. But we're just going to do our best to draw a couple circles. And what I like to do is kind of put the bottom of my C on my black paper and then draw my wheels using the letter C so I know how big to make my wheels. So here we go. And they don't have to be perfect circles. Just do your best. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the size of those circles. So now it's time to cut them out. And I like to cut out circles by just cutting, oops. I like to cut just a straight line down. See, I accidentally ripped my paper because I wasn't being very patient, but that's okay. We can cut around the tear. So I cut out a really rough shape, and I'm gonna go back in, and this makes it super easy to cut out like a curvy line when you don't have as much paper like on the sides. So I have my first circle, and this is gonna be the first wheel on my car. And it's gonna go right down here at the bottom. And now I'm cutting out my second circle. Remember, be patient. You don't want to rip your paper like I did. Here we go. So now I have two circles. I can see that one is kind of bigger than the other, so I'm going to just quickly trim the edges just a little bit so they look a little more uniform. They're gonna look a little bit more like the same. Okay. Great. So now we are going to glue on our tires, our wheels to the bottom of our C so we can transform it into a car. And it's gonna look like that. So you can even make your wheels bigger than this. If you kind of put them down on your C and you want maybe a couple bigger wheels, just go ahead and cut out some bigger ones. But I am okay with this size. I think it looks kind of cute with the big C and the small wheels. So I'm going to glue my wheels on. Just a little bit of glue at the very top. And I'm going to place it on top of the C. So it looks, I like the way that this looks on top of the C better than if I were to put the wheel like underneath the C, because I really want the wheel to show up. So I'm not gonna put it behind the C, I'm gonna put it on top so that it really shows up. There we go. Awesome, I have two wheels, and now I'm actually gonna take some of my white paper and I'm going to make a little white circle to go in the middle of my black wheels, because if you look at a real car tire, you have black on the outside and then you usually have like a silver color on the inside. So I'm going to just draw two little circles and cut them out on my white paper just to make our wheels and our tires look a little bit more realistic. And this is about the size that I drew my little white circles. And they are just going to go right on top of our black wheels. So cut them out nice and slow. Be patient. I know cutting out circles is not the easiest, but if you're nice and patient and you work slowly, you can get a nice round circle. Okay, next one. All right. Okay, so again, these two little circles are not the same, so I'm gonna go back in and just trim them up so they look a little bit more similar in size. Great, so here's my two circles, and they're gonna go right on top of my two black wheels. I'm just putting a little glue on the black wheel and then put the white circle right on top. right. And that is it, my friends. We have a little car made out of the letter C. Awesome. I would love to see all of your car creations made out of the letter C. This is such a cute craft. And again, we have all the other weeks if you want to go back and look at my other videos on Get Your Play Online. We have a letter for every week, and they're gonna look so cute hung up next to each other as like a decoration, or on your wall in your playroom, in your craft room. I just love these little paper crafts. They are so cute and fun and easy. So if you followed along with me every week up until now, I would love to see your collection of little paper letters. And awesome job this week, guys, on the letter C. Now let's get into some paint. I am ready for this paint. It's going to be so much fun using a toy as a painting tool. So what I have out is one piece of white paper. And if you have white craft paper or construction paper, it's going to work just a little bit better than regular computer paper. So if you have it, use some white out of your construction paper pack. And then I have some blue paint. You can use really any color paints you want. It's totally up to you and how you want your painting to look. So just pick your favorite colors. And I also have my red paint here, and I have my toy car. So we are going to be painting, not with our hands, not with a paintbrush, but we are going to be painting with a car because, of course, the letter C makes a K sound, and C is for car. So let's make our little masterpiece. I have mine on a tray because I don't want to get my table messy. And I have my paint on a paper plate, but that is totally optional. So I'm going to drive my car over the paint and make sure all the wheels have a lot of paint on them. You can even check on the bottom, make sure there's a good coat of paint. And then you are just going to place your car on your paper and drive it away. Woo! That looks so cool. And I love how everyone's car paintings are going to be different, because if you can see, my car, it looks like there's some grooves in the wheels, and it's making a really cool imprint on my paper. So I'm going to drive it one more time all the way across. Those are some really cool car tracks. I'm going to go back into my red paint. And moms and dads and caregivers out there, if you actually have some butcher paper, you can literally just cover your whole table in butcher paper, get a toy car out, get a couple toy cars out, dip them in some paint, and just go to town. This is such a fun way to paint, and I really wish that I had a bigger piece of paper right now. So if you do have access to like a butcher paper or like a big piece of paper, this is such a fun way to creatively paint. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my blue paint, and we're gonna watch what happens when I put the blue tracks with the red tracks. And since I have kind of a bigger car, I'm letting my paint kind of fall and spread out, so it's easier for me to get all the tires. Okay, so we're going into the blue paint. Nice and thick layer of paint on all the wheels. And ready? Drive your car. Awesome. Wow, and my friends, If you mix red and blue together, it makes purple. So you can really see, depending on what colors you picked out today, you can see how your colors are mixing, and what result you'll get from mixing different colors with your car. I really like the way this is turning out because there's lots of blue, there's lots of red, and there's even a little purple. I love the way that they look when they're mixed. That looks pretty cool to me. I think I'm gonna go back in with my red just one more time, and then we will go ahead and wrap up the video. But really, you can paint for as long as you want until your paper looks just how you like it. Okay, and while I'm finishing up this last red paint, you can feel free to comment any questions or any comments on this live video before I wrap it up. I always want my friends watching to know that they can comment if they missed a step or if they want me to go back or slow down. So if you do have a question, go ahead and type it out or ask mom and dad to type it out now in the comments so I can see it. And I cannot wait to see everyone's beautiful car creations. So if you did this craft with me, definitely take a picture and ask your parents or your grandparents or caregivers to post it on Facebook or Instagram and tag Get Your Play Online so that I can check out all of your awesome ABC arts and crafts. Woo, we got a lot of purple going now. I love the way mine is turning out. And I'm really happy with this. So I think I'm gonna stop here because I like the way it looks. I like the colors. You can see lots of blue and purple and red. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. So thank you all for tuning in today and doing a little creative ABCs with me. I can't wait to see your letter C's and what everyone made today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Get Your Play Online, and I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.